A woman goes to see her doctor and says, "Doctor, my husband is an animal in the bedroom. He wants sex 5, 6, sometimes 7 times a day. I love the man, and I love the sex, but it's just too much. Can you help me?" The doctor thinks for a moment and replies, "Well, medically, I can't think of a cure for enthusiasm like that. But theoretically, maybe this will work. From now on, every time he wants sex, demand money. $10 in the kitchen, 30 in the living room, and 50 in the bedroom." The man isn't made of money. That should slow him down. She nods eagerly and thanks the doctor. That evening, she's at home preparing dinner when her husband walks in. He doesn't even ask about food. He just sneaks up behind her, brushes against her, and grabs her playfully. She turns around and says, "Honey, I've made a new rule about sex." He grins. "Oh yeah? Let's hear it." She continues, "From now on, I want money for sex. $10 in the kitchen, 30 in the living room, and 50 in the bedroom." Her husband nods thoughtfully. "You know what? You deserve that. You do so much around here." He opens his wallet, finds a single $50 bill, and hands it to her. She smiles. "Okay then, let's go upstairs to the bedroom." He shakes his head and says, "Nope, 5 times in the kitchen." A mother goes to her son's apartment for dinner. His roommate, a beautiful young woman, joins them at the table. All through the meal, the mother can't help but notice how attractive the roommate is and how comfortable the two seem around each other. She's long suspected there might be something more between them, and watching them now only deepens her curiosity. Sensing what his mother is thinking, the son says, "Mom, I know what's going through your head, but I promise we're just roommates." A week later, the roommate says to him, "Ever since your mother came over for dinner, I haven't been able to find the silver serving tray. You don't think your mom took it, do you?" He replies, "I doubt it, but I'll send her an email just to check." He sits down and writes, "Dear Mom, after your visit, we noticed the silver serving tray is missing. I'm not saying you took it, and I'm not saying you didn't take it, but the fact remains. It's been missing ever since you were here." A few days later, he gets a reply, "Dear son, I'm not saying you sleep with your roommate, and I'm not saying you don't, but the fact remains if she were sleeping in her own bed, she would have found the silver tray under her pillow by now." A woman is in bed with her lover, who also happens to be her husband's best friend. They've just finished an hours-long session and are lying there, catching their breath. When the phone rings, since it's her house, she picks it up. Her lover listens quietly, only hearing her side of the conversation. In a bright, cheerful tone, she says, "Hello? Oh, hi, I'm so glad you called." "Really? That's wonderful." "Oh, that sounds terrific." "Great, thanks. Okay, bye." She hangs up, smiling. Her lover, looking puzzled, asks, "Who was that?" She turns to him and says sweetly, "That was my husband, calling to tell me what a wonderful time he's having on his fishing trip with you." A cowboy rides up to the pearly gates and St. Peter asks, "Have you done anything of particular merit in your life?" The cowboy thinks a moment. "Well, there's one thing I can think of." He tells the story. "Once, out in the Black Hills of South Dakota, I came across a gang of bikers harassing a young woman. I told them to leave her alone, but they wouldn't listen. So I walked up to the biggest, most tattooed one, slapped him across the face, kicked over his bike, ripped out his nose ring, and tossed it on the ground. I shouted, 'Back off or I'll clean all your clocks.'" St. Peter nods, impressed. "When did this happen?" The cowboy cracks a grin and says, "A couple of minutes ago."